Ritchie Valens was born on May 13, 1941 in Pacoima, California. His birth name was Richard Stephen Valenzuela. He was a singer, a songwriter, and a musician. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2001. His songs have been covered by many artists over the years. Of the 29 songs on his 3 albums, Ritchie wrote 21 of them. He appeared as himself in the 1959 movie called Go Johnny Go. He grew up surrounded by music, and he showed an early interest in it. He would often bring his guitar to school and sing songs for his friends. He could play multiple instruments. After a short stint in a local band, he was signed to Delphi Records by Bob Keane. He had several hits, and it looked like the sky was the limit. He dropped out of high school so he could make TV appearances and tour. There was a movie made about his life called La Bamba. Released in 1987, it starred Lou Diamond Phillips as Ritchie and Isai Morales as his older half-brother named Bob. It featured songs written by Ritchie performed by the band called Los Lobos, such as Donna, Ooh My Head, and Come On Let's Go. Ritchie reworked the traditional Mexican song called La Bamba and turned it into a rock song. He grew up speaking mainly English, but he learned Spanish phonetically for La Bamba. Led Zeppelin had a song called Boogie with Stu on their Physical Graffiti album that was basically Ritchie's song called Ooh My Head. He had a fear of flying after seeing 2 planes collide midair in 1957. He was in a relationship with his high school sweetheart named Donna Ludwig until his death. He died in 1959 in a plane crash near Clear Lake, Iowa. Ritchie won a coin toss against a musician named Tommy Alsop to be on the plane. He was on tour with Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper, who also died in the crash. Don McLean wrote the song American Pie about it. He sang, I saw Satan laughing with delight the day the music died. Ritchie was 17 years old. John Denver was born on December 31st, 1943 in Roswell, New Mexico. His birth name was Henry John Deutschendorf, Jr. He was a beloved musician who sold over 33 million albums. He started playing guitar at age 11. He changed his last name to Denver because he was told Deutschendorf was too hard to fit on a marquee. He struggled for years trying to make a name for himself. He got his big break when Peter, Paul, and Mary recorded a song he wrote called Leaving on a Jet Plane. In 1974, he bought a plane so he could fly himself to concerts. He had hit after hit after hit once he hit his stride. He was on TV a lot and in movies. I still remember seeing him on The Muppet Show and thinking to myself, who's this nerd? In 1993 and 1994, he was arrested for drunk driving. He was married twice and had 3 children. 2 of whom were adopted. He died in October of 1997 when his plane crashed in Monterey Bay, California. He was 53 years old. Patsy Cline was born on September 8, 1932 in Winchester, Virginia. Her birth name was Virginia Patterson Hensley. She was an incredible singer and managed to cross over from country music to the pop charts. A movie about her life called Sweet Dreams was released in 1985. Jessica Lange played Patsy and Ed Harris played her husband named Charlie Dick. He was so convincing as an abusive husband, I still unfairly look at him as a jerk. When she was 13, she had a throat infection and rheumatic fever. After she recovered, she claimed she had, quote, a booming voice. Early in her career, she recorded a lot without much success. Her first hit was the song called Walkin' After Midnight. Her biggest hit was called Crazy and was written by Willie Nelson. She was married twice and had 2 kids. More hits followed, and just when it seemed she was hitting her stride, tragedy happened. On March 5, 1963, the plane she was on crashed due to rough weather. Everyone on board died. Patsy was 30 years old. Ricky Nelson was born on May 8, 1940 in Teaneck, New Jersey. He was a great singer, songwriter, actor, and a musician. Life magazine was the first publication to print the phrase teen idol when they used it to describe Ricky in 1958. He grew up in an entertainment family. His parents were Ozzie and Harriet, who were popular actors and musicians. Their TV show was one of the longest-running sitcoms in television history. His older brother was also an actor. He started appearing on his parents' show at the age of 8. In 1957, he recorded his first hit song called I'm Walkin'. He had the very first #1 song on the Billboard chart in 1958 with the song Poor Little Fool. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987. He had a total of 20 top 10 songs. He was in many movies including Rio Bravo and more TV shows throughout the years. He had severe asthma. He was married once and had 5 children. His twin boys went on to form the band Nelson, and his daughter Tracy is an actress. He died in December of 1985 when the plane he was on caught fire in the air and crashed. He was 45 years old. Steve Gaines was born on September 14, 1949 in Miami, Oklahoma. He is known for being a guitar player, songwriter, and backup singer in the legendary Lynyrd Skynyrd. He joined the band in 1976 after Ed King left. His older sister named Cassie was in Skynyrd before Steve and recommended him to the band. She was a backup singer. The three females were called the Hunkettes. He played on one studio album with the band, Street Survivors, which came out in 1977. He died 3 days after the album was released. Singer Ronnie Van Zant was so impressed with Steve that he said that the band would all be in his shadow one day. He was a fresh burst of creative energy. He was married once and had one child. Steve was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2006 with the rest of the band. He saw the Beatles live when he was 15 years old and begged his dad for a guitar. He was in a few bands before joining Lynyrd Skynyrd. On October 20th, 1977, the plane carrying the band ran out of fuel in the air and crashed in Mississippi. Steve, his sister Cassie, Ronnie Van Zant, their manager, and both pilots died. He was 28 years old. Cassie Gaines was born on January 9th, 1948 in Oklahoma. The city is spelled like the Miami in Florida, but I've been informed it's pronounced Miami. She is known for being a backup singer in the great band called Lynyrd Skynyrd. She joined in 1975. Along with JoJo Billingsley and Leslie Hawkins, they were called the Hunkettes. She was the older sister of Steve Gaines. When Ed King left the band, she recommended Steve to take his place. He rejuvenated them, and they recorded the album Street Survivors. It would be the last album with the classic lineup. She was in a play called Hairspray when JoJo was sent by Ronnie Van Zant to ask her to join Skynyrd. It's been said that Cassie did not want to board the plane that crashed because of an engine fire the previous day. Aerosmith turned down the chance to use that same plane due to safety concerns. On October 20th, 1977, the plane crashed in Mississippi. They were flying to Baton Rouge for a show. 3 band members died that day: singer Ronnie, guitarist Steve, and his sister Cassie. It still hurts me to this day. Steve was 28 years old and Cassie was 29. J.P. Richardson, known professionally as the Big Bopper, was born on October 24, 1930 in Texas. The J.P. stood for Giles Perry. He is known for being a radio DJ, singer, musician, and songwriter. His biggest song he wrote and performed was called Chantilly Lace, but some other cool songs were Running Bear and White Lightning. He was known as a novelty act, but who knows what direction his music could have taken him. Music was always his passion. He became a full-time disc jockey and quit college. He was drafted into the Army in 1955 and served as a radar instructor. After 2 years, he was discharged and returned to his radio job. He started writing and performing his songs. George Jones had a #1 country song with White Lightning. He was married once and had 2 children. With his success, he was given the opportunity to be on Buddy Holly's Winter Dance Party Tour in 1959. After playing a show in Clear Lake, Iowa, JP had the flu. Buddy chartered a plane to fly his band to the next city. Waylon Jennings offered his seat on the plane to JP. Soon after takeoff, the plane crashed, killing everyone on board. He was 28 years old.